Welcome to the Infinite Buddhist Dharma program. In today's program, we will together explore 4 short sayings containing profound meanings taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. They are: not doing all evil, practicing all good deeds, purifying one's mind. This is the teaching of the Buddhas. Meaning: do not commit any bad deeds, practice virtuous acts, keep a pure mind. This is what the Buddhas teach. These are the most fundamental teachings of Buddhism, taught by Buddha to his disciples and sentient beings during 49 years of spiritual cultivation and preaching the Dharma. These teachings not only help us live moral, happy, and serene lives, but are also guidelines for us to progress towards liberation from suffering and attain Buddhahood. So let's together analyze and apply these teachings in our daily lives. Firstly, not doing all evil means we should avoid doing harm to ourselves, others, or any living beings. These bad deeds include killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, slandering, divisive speech, harsh speech, greed, hatred, and ignorance. These bad deeds not only violate social laws, but also plant negative seeds, leading to karmic retributions and suffering in this life and future lives. To avoid bad deeds, we should practice control of our 3 doors: body, speech, and mind. Our body should act with compassion, our speech should only say truthful and positive things, and our thoughts should always be constructive. There is a story that illustrates the suffering from doing bad deeds. There was a man living in a big city who often told lies and defrauded others to earn money and benefits for himself. He did not care about truth or justice, but only about personal gains. He always tried to exploit and deceive trusting and kind-hearted people. He also never admitted or corrected his mistakes, only blamed and evaded responsibilities. Because his mind was polluted by negative thoughts, no one trusted or respected him. He always felt isolated, despised, and mistreated. He also did not enjoy any blessings, but only encountered misfortunes and troubles. He lost all his friends, customers, and reputation. He was also sued, fined, and jailed for his fraudulent acts. This is an example of how doing bad deeds leads to painful consequences. We should not emulate the man's behavior in the story, but follow the principle of not doing all evil. Next, practicing all good deeds means we should undertake actions that benefit ourselves, others, and all living beings. These good deeds include protecting lives, giving, observing precepts, speaking positively, consoling, advising, praising, being grateful, rejoicing in others' merit, liberating beings. These good deeds not only build our reputation and affection within society, but also plant positive seeds leading to blessings and happiness in this life and future lives. To practice good deeds, we should likewise practice control of our 3 doors. We should act with compassion, speak truthfully, and think positively. We should care for, share with, help, encourage, appreciate, and bring joy and liberation to all. Here is a story depicting the blessings from doing good deeds. There was a woman living in a big city who loved gardening and plants. She grew many types of trees and flowers on the balcony of her home. She always carefully and affectionately tended to her plants. She also often gifted beautiful flower bouquets to neighbors, friends, co-workers, etc. She participated in social activities related to gardening and floristry, such as exchanging growing tips, sponsoring plants for schools and hospitals. Because her mind always inclines towards good deeds, she attained much joy and happiness. Not only did she make her own life brighter and more beautiful, but she also added colors and meaning into many other people's lives. She was loved and respected by everyone. She also enjoyed good health, a harmonious family, and smooth career. This is an example of how doing good deeds leads to felicitous rewards. We should emulate the woman's conduct in the story and observe the principle of practicing all good deeds. Next, purifying one's mind means we should maintain our mind in a pure state, uncontaminated by negative thoughts, afflictions, and suffering. Our mind is the origin of all our bodily, verbal, and mental actions. If we have a pure mind, we will be able to accomplish many virtuous and wholesome things leading to happiness. If our mind is polluted, we will only create evil and suffering. To keep a pure mind, we should practice control over our mental formations, observing, recognizing, and eliminating negative thoughts like greed, anger, ignorance, frustration, jealousy, arrogance, etc. We should nourish and develop positive thoughts like compassion, wisdom, peace, joy, humility, etc. We should also regularly practice meditation to train and liberate our mind. Here is a story about the suffering caused by an impure mind. There was a woman living in a small village who was very jealous and envious of others. She always tried to criticize and undermine people. She also gossiped and slandered to make herself look better. She always thought she was the best, most beautiful, and wealthy person that no one could compare. She never expressed gratitude or helped anyone, but only knew how to exploit and mistreat others. Because her mind was polluted by negative thoughts, no one loved or respected her. She always felt lonely, sad, and worried. She also did not enjoy any blessings but only encountered adversities and misfortunes, serious illness, loss of wealth, abandonment by husband, indifference from children, shunned by friends. She had to live in hardship and suffering, with no one to care for her. This is an example of how not keeping a pure mind leads to painful results. We should not emulate this woman's conduct, but observe the principle of purifying one's mind. Finally, this is the teaching of the Buddhas, means we should respect and follow the teachings from Buddha and other enlightened beings like bodhisattvas and noble sangha. Their teachings are boundless truths, precise guidance, and skillful means to resolve all problems in life. These teachings are for not just Buddhists, but all beings regardless of religion, nationality, gender, age, etc. To follow these teachings, we should study, contemplate, and integrate the Buddha's discourses, texts, stories, and examples into our lives. We should listen, reflect, and apply these teachings in our daily activities. We should also distinguish between Dharma and non-Dharma, choose and adapt appropriately the teachings based on our circumstances and capabilities. We should nurture our faith in the Triple Gem, in ourselves, and in liberation. Here is a story about how following the Buddha's teachings leads to auspicious results. There was a man living in a small village who liked learning and researching about Buddhist teachings. He often went to the temple to listen to Dharma talks, read sutras, attended classes, and participated in Buddhist community service activities. He also regularly practiced meditation, Buddha remembrance, observed precepts, and self-cultivated. He always respected and followed the Buddha's teachings and heeded the advice from virtuous monastics. Because his mind always inclined towards the teachings, he attained much knowledge and experience about Buddhism. He could understand profound truths, causal relations, righteous principles/values. He could wisely resolve all problems in life with serenity and peace. Sufferings and pains no longer perturbed him. He could also guide and teach other people about Buddhism so they may enjoy its wholesome benefits. This is an example of how following the Buddha's teachings leads to auspicious rewards. We should emulate this man's conduct and also observe the key principle of this is the teaching of the Buddhas. In summary, we explored 4 short but profoundly meaningful sayings taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. Not doing all evil, practicing all good deeds, purifying one's mind. This is the teaching of the Buddhas. Meaning, do not commit any bad deeds, practice virtuous acts, keep a pure mind. This is what the Buddhas teach. These are the most essential Buddhist teachings, taught by Buddha to his disciples over 49 years of spiritual practice and Dharma preaching. These teachings help us not just to live moral lives, but are also the path for liberation from suffering and attainment of Buddhahood. Let us remember and apply these teachings in our daily lives so we can become good spiritual practitioners, good livelihoods, good actions, good speech, and good thoughts. Let us give rise to the Bodhi mind, the infinite mind and the unsurpassed mind, so we may help ourselves and all other beings attain peace and liberation. This concludes the Infinite Buddhist Dharma program. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed and happy day.